Hello, my name is Margette, for those of you who don't know me yet, and I'm an artist with Seint Beauty. And if you're watching this video, most likely you've received your makeup and wondering how to put it on. And this is my 3D compact. It has all my makeup in it. It's pretty simple to carry around. But also, I was going to let you know this is probably going to be a lengthy video, so if you want to save it for later and refer back to it as you need it and watch the parts that you're needing help with, I'm going to mention that when you get your cream makeup, sometimes it will take up to 2 weeks if you're applying it, every day or whatever. It'll take up to 2 weeks for your skin to actually acclimate to it, or I don't know how to describe it, but it has to get used to this cream makeup because it's just so different. And some ladies don't have that problem at all. So I just wanted to let you know that, just in case that is an issue for you. So you would kind of have started. You want to start out with a clean face. I have my mascara and my eyebrows already done for the sake of time. And if you use a primer, make sure it's silicone-free primer. And silicone comes in different names, so you have to kind of know the different names they'll use for silicone. Because if you use one that has silicone in it, it'll cause your makeup to slip around and slide around and won't stay on your face as well. And some of the ladies don't even use a primer. If you put your makeup on and it stays really well for you, then I wouldn't use a primer either. But if you find yourself needing a primer, I use this. It's a pure aloe vera gel, and I keep it in my fridge. Right now it's not in my fridge, but I keep it in my fridge. And some of the ladies also will use this one. I've seen them, and it just takes a small amount and you put it on your face, and that's what some of the other ladies I've seen, the Seint aloe vera gel. I just take I don't know if you can see this, very minimal amount, even smaller than that probably. Just takes a small, I don't know if you can see it. It takes a very small amount. I rub it between my hands and just kind of press it into my face. Put it all over, everywhere I think I'm going to need it. And then you let it dry. Let that dry and soak in, and then you can start. One more thing I forgot. If you have dry skin, you might want to do a lightweight moisturizer next, and just takes a very small amount, and you just put it in all the areas that you dry. Like if you have dry under eyes, or a lot of times I get dry through here and around my nose area. So you just take a very small amount here, and I just kind of rub it between my fingers and pat it everywhere. I think I'll need a little moisture. And make sure you let it soak in before you start applying your makeup. Like it's not, still wet feeling. You can tell it's, because if you do, your makeup will slide around and it won't be the effect you're looking for. Leave your palette, and I have a video where I take all the little palette, or the little tins, out of their covers, and they come like this. I slide them out and I show how to put them in your palette. So I'm not going to do that today. But this is all of the makeup that's color matched to my skin tone. This is my contour, my main highlight, my accent highlight, some lip and cheeks, and this is a cream eyeshadow that I do my eyebrows with. This one has 3 layers. You might have gotten, they have larger ones, and this one has my eyeshadow. And I was going to suggest, if you have eyeshadow, to keep it separate from your creams, because sometimes if you've ever dropped a palette that has cream makeup and powder makeup in it, the powder will break and get all over in your cream and it gets all gunky. So that's no fun. So anyways, then you start out, this is my contour, and there's no right or wrong way to start out putting this on. I usually start out with my contour and get it in the place where I want it. And I have my blush bronzer brush, and these brushes are from Seint, and they're all double-ended, and they're especially formulated for the cream makeup. You can use another brush, but you'll probably notice that it'll get really gunky, and it will probably take up more product than you want it to. So you'll probably go through more product than what you really actually need to. And the contours are a little more dense, so they're they're not as creamy as your highlights. So I go in and I dab just a little bit harder in my contour, but you want to make sure you're dabbing. You get a dabbing motion, and just takes a small amount. You get it on your brush, and then if you're doing your contour, I start up the top of part of my ear. And some people do it just on the underneath side of their cheekbone or in the hollow. And then I just dab it on. You want to push it into your skin. And with contour, you always want to go up. And I got a little bit too much on. I was showing you how to dab it too much. You get it placed. You want to blend it upwards, like dab and stipple up. And the reason why it's called 3D makeup is because each one of these provides coverage. So you don't have to, like when you have a liquid foundation, you put it all over your face, and so then you layer and layer, and sometimes layers can cause texture and settle into your fine lines and wrinkles more. So this is what gives it the lightweight. But if you need a more full coverage, you can do that. And with the brushes, you can see that the Seint is like not as dense. So that will provide you with a lighter coverage. And this end is more dense. This is my blush bronzer brush. It's a denser side so that it will provide more coverage. It'll pick up more product and distribute it on your face more. So that's something to keep on your forehead. You want to put it next to your hairline. And then you can put it, I'll blend that in a minute. Then I do my jowls. If you have jowls that hang down, you want to do it just on the, not clear underneath, but just on the upper side of your jowl. And then take it and go underneath your jawline, back towards your ear. And then blend it down your neck. You want to blend it down your neck because you don't want that big demarcation and like, whoa, she has a really white neck, but a colored face. And I don't take it in my dip that I have here because it will make your face more hollowed out. So I just skip over that and you do your chin. Okay, I'm getting distracted. I have to do this. You blend it back towards your hairline and you'll get the hang of it. You'll realize that maybe you applied too much and how many times you have to dab your brush in just to get the right amount. There's a little bit of a learning curve, but it's not hard. Then you take this, and stop at my jowl, back towards your ear, blend it down your neck. Smudge brush. This is also double-ended. It's a little more dense. You can use this for your eyeshadow, or I use it to do my contour on my nose. And you want, when you contour your nose, you want to do it on the top sides of your nose and leave just a little center part. That slims your nose down. And if you already have a smaller nose, you just totally skip this step. Or if you don't want to do it, all these steps are optional. You don't have to sit here and do all these steps. You'll figure out what you like and what you don't. And this makes you have a fuller look to your lips. My main highlight. This is what you would typically call a foundation. And when you go in, if you, I can take my same brush and go in and tap it. You want to be very careful because this is highly pigmented and the little goes a very long way. So you just want to tap it in. And I usually put this like everywhere, let's say a man's beard would be. I take it around my nose because I usually have, well, right now I have red nose because I've been blowing it a lot. And just stipple and push it into your skin. Fuller coverage. This is our 3D brush. This is the bunny tail end, and this one's more pointed. It would be like maybe more for a roundup in your eye area and stuff. So if that's something you're looking for, that's always an option. I just wanted to mention that. I'll go in with my accent highlight. And if I give you 3 of these colors, the main highlight, accent highlight, and some of them called the camo highlight, that means you have like really dark spots under your eyes or rosacea really bad. Some of that's what you would use it now or before you put your blush on, just to dab it on the top and cover up those dark circles. And it's all, you'll get used to it. You'll figure out, oh yeah, I like to do it this way better. There's no really right or wrong way to apply each one of these. You'll get the hang of it with my accent highlight. This gives you, it's kind of a concealer, what you would call, and it goes in under your eye area and down through the center part of your face. And I like to put it under my contour here. It kind of gives you more definition to your cheekbones. So I just dab in this into my blend brush, and you can just dab it and do the corner, and I do up. I'll go through and blend it in just a minute. You want to take it up towards your temples. It kind of gives you a lifting effect, just if you put it in this one little area. Take it under my nose or my cheeks. Just kind of gives a blurring effect to your skin, almost like you have a filter on. And at this point, if you reach this point in the video, you'll realize that how lightweight this makeup really is. It's so lightweight and it moves with your skin. It's just, really nice. Take your perfector sponge. You have to get it damp and just really wring it out. Like wring out as much of the water as you can because it will pull the product back off your face. So you can take it, or you can blend it out with your finger if you want to. I like this perfector sponge because you can kind of push it and it pushes the product down inside your little wrinkles and then it'll take off the excess. So it just looks really smooth. And you want to be careful under your eye area. If you put too much product, it'll look really cakey and it'll settle into your fine lines and wrinkles. But if you need to add more, go ahead. Sometimes I take it just a small amount on the tip of my finger, my accent highlight, and run it down just the very center of my nose. You have to get just a small amount. Brings light to the center of your face. It gives that slimming effect on your nose. You can take this and press it here. Kind of pushes it into your skin, makes it seem more skin-like. I was going to show you your accent highlight. If you put it already on around your eyes and you can see that they're still a little bit dark, you can take just a tiny small amount and put it right there in your crease where the shadow is, and it'll diminish that puffy look. Perfector sponge, and push it, dab it onto your skin, and it blends it in, makes it just smooth. My lip and cheek colors, these are the accumulation that I have on this level so far. And I go in with two different ones because that's just kind of what I like to do. I go with this one and that one. And I usually take the smaller end of my blush bronzer brush and dab it. Just takes a tiny amount and just push it and start on the, I don't go past the edge of my eye usually. You can if you're wanting a fuller look to your cheek, but I usually like to make my cheeks look a little slimmer. And you'll get the hang of it. You think, okay, I need to dab it so many times, push it into my product so many times to get the right amount, just what I like. And just push it in. Stipple it into your cheek. And it's just smooth, skin-like. Put a little bit on my lips. And take your accent highlight if you want, and do it on your Cupid's bow down the center of your lips. Kind of gives your look a little. Your illuminator. This is my pearl illuminator. It's well used. I really like it. This just kind of gives you a dewier glow to your face. Kind of brings a little life. And I try not to put it into my wrinkles up here, just below your wrinkle area, and dab it in. This one here. Sometimes you can take it down the center of your nose if you want. On the arch of your brow. Oh, and also something I forgot, you can take your accent highlight and use it also as a eyeshadow primer. It just cancels out, it just takes a very little amount and cancels out all that veins and discoloration. So you can see the difference between the two. Bronzer. Sometimes I take the lighter end and just tap it. And bronzer goes wherever the sunlight would naturally hit your face. You take it along the top of your forehead. It just kind of gives you more color to your face, especially this time of year. Take it. You can add this step before you put your blush on, after, just whatever your preference is. Kind of gives you just a little more color. You can add it here if you want. Take it down your neck. Kind of helps even out your skin tone too. So this is my Bella bronzer. When I'm all done, I've done my eyelash, or I have not done my eyeshadow yet. I usually set it with a setting spray. This is the Seint setting spray, and this will give you a more dewy finish if you just put it on your face and then you have to let it dry. I use the Charlotte Tilbury because it gives you a more matte finish. So your preference, I thought I would let you know that. And then you just take it. and let it dry. Spray all dries down, and if you still have kind of an oily T-zone, this is sometimes what I will do. I take my Coty Airspun setting powder. It's a loose setting powder, and then you can take just a tiny bit and tap a tiny bit into your lid. And I get these little puffs off of Amazon. You tap it into the powder, and I usually tap it on the back side of my hand. Kind of makes it so there's not just so much powder concentrated in one area. And then you can take it everywhere that you think and just kind of push it in, like along your forehead. You think that's where you're going to be oily. Sometimes I put it everywhere I put my accent. But you have to be careful around your eye area, because if you put too much on your eye area, it's going to become kind of crepey and crease and show a lot of texture. That's one thing I like about this setting powder. Just makes your skin look so smooth. Just like set your makeup. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me, because I did. I had a lot of questions when I first started this makeup routine, just because it's so different. If you're makeup and you're still confused after you watch this video and you still need help, I can do a Zoom call with you. Just DM me, reach out to me, message me, and I can set up a Zoom call with you, and we can both do our makeup together on the Zoom, so you can just ask me questions right as you need to. And don't forget to save this video for future reference, because it's fairly long and there's a lot of information out, because it would just be overwhelming to have too much information. It was enough for you to start, get your makeup applied, and see how you like it. So thanks for watching.